Hi everyone, welcome back to the vlog. In this episode, I wanted to touch on something a little bit different than I've been touching on in previous episodes, and that is just circling back and talking about what it is I actually love about working in hand therapy as a new graduate. We've talked about how hard that transition from student to new graduate to hand therapist can be, but I also want you guys to know that there is so much to love about this field. And I think it's important to talk about that too, especially if you're a student or new graduate who's considering going into hand therapy. I know there's some differing opinions on whether or not new graduates should specialize right away or spend some time being a generalist first, and I completely understand why gaining that broader experience can be helpful, especially starting off your career. There are so many valuable skills that come from working in different settings and treating different populations. But personally for me, I also think there's something really valuable about going directly into a specialty that you're genuinely excited about. As students, we're constantly learning. We're looking things up, we're studying for exams, making sure that we're ready for practicals, asking professors questions, and just trying to soak in all this information that we have in front of us. And then you graduate and you realize that learning doesn't just stop. The difference is now, instead of studying for an exam that you have coming up, maybe you're looking up and reviewing a surgery because you're seeing a certain patient tomorrow that you're not familiar with. Or maybe you're reviewing a protocol in order to provide the safest care possible. I actually really enjoy that part of hand therapy. I think the effort that we're used to putting in as students really translates well into this field. The other thing that I really love about this field is the problem solving and the creativity that's involved. From the outside, it can sometimes look very physical. You see things like exercises, talking about range of motion, strengthening, and splinting, but there is so much more to hand therapy than just that. You get to be creative and take things that are actually meaningful to your patients based on their goals or their leisure activities and incorporate them into your therapeutic interventions. Those are some of my favorite treatment sessions because you're not just working towards a number, you're working towards something that actually matters to your patient. And the thing that I think I love the most, especially as a new therapist, is that I'm still learning all the time. I think especially as a new graduate, you look at these experienced therapists and think one day you're also going to reach that point where you just know everything. The longer I've been practicing, the more I realize that that's probably never actually going to happen. And I think that's one of my favorite things about hand therapy. You are not expected to know everything when you graduate. You're expected to keep learning. And in hand therapy, there's always something new to learn. There's always going to be another patient who makes you think, another diagnosis you haven't seen, another technique you need to learn, or another way that you can approach a problem. And personally, I think that's what makes this career exciting. So if you're watching and you're a student or new graduate who's considering going into hand therapy directly out of school, you don't need to have a clear understanding of exactly what your path is going to look like. You don't need to decide that you're going to be a hand therapist forever. And you also don't need to feel pressure that you have to go directly into hand therapy, like you're missing out on some crucial or important part of your career if you don't start right away. There are so many different paths to hand therapy and everyone's going to look different. But I think if it's something that you're genuinely excited about, I encourage you to go into it early on and see if this is a career that will stick with you and work for you. You can be new and still be excited, and you can be learning and still be a good therapist. If you're a student or new graduate and considering hand therapy, I would love to know what you love about it, what makes you excited about it, and what you may be nervous about. As always, if you have any suggestions for any future videos or topics you'd like me to talk about, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.